Hi everyone, well this is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for your support. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin, it's a decision's coming. I did say to you some kind of decision will come relatively soon for Bitcoin. It's sort of consolidating a bit, isn't it? You know, what's quite negative here for Bitcoin off the bat is this close below the 20-week EMA, okay? Because usually when you see that, you see more of a correction, don't you? So I do think that this particular scenario here is a smaller version of this. I've gone through this with you, okay? Which is why I've got this red line in here and this green line. Because I think that what you're doing right now, I think you're somewhere like you was here. I think you're going to put in a low, you're going to come up, you're going to put in a higher low on this trend line, okay, and then I do think that at that point you're going to bounce and you're going to break, okay, but I could be completely wrong, okay. There is a couple of real bullish patterns here that are forming, and there's equally a bearish one. So I'm going to show you everything. I always do. This is what I do on the channel, okay. Some people think I'm a moon boy. I'm not a moon boy. I'm a moon boy in the sense that I have projections to the upside. I'm not like other moon boys that say you're going to go 200k or 100k without any technical answers to back that up. They sort of just say it based off fundamentals. I'll tell you, if you hold support, okay, just like I was saying to people, family and friends down here, you know, if you're holding support, you're going to 63k, and if you hold support there, you're going to 200k. It really is that simple. And so far, so good. We're doing exactly that, because for Bitcoin, okay, there's a massive important trend line here, which I've spoken to you, I think, a couple of days ago in a video. Look, you've got a support. Right now, if you come back to this support, you're coming into the apex of a huge horizontal continuation pattern, basically. Okay, so you come into the apex, you get the breakout here, you break out, back test, hold support, continuation. Okay, lose support just here, lose support, and potentially you could start to lose this low. And like I've shown you so many times, if you lose a key level support, you will have technical targets to the downside. But until you do, you've not got technical targets to the downside. The targets to the downside that people are calling for is hopium. Do you understand that? Because you're holding key levels of support for continuation. Okay, and it really is that simple. So for me, Bitcoin is still bullish. I do think you're bullish. I do think you're potentially going to put in another low. I do think you're going to come down to a low. And the reason is because you are in a technical target at the moment, this head and shoulders. Okay, that's the only reason. That's the only reason. And equally, I think that you're tracing to the 0.618, the golden ratio right now. Okay, so just off this low, look, you can see, look at the confluence just there. The golden ratio, the blue line, the red line, you know, the crossroads. We've got the weekly 55 EMA coming into play as well, which you can see that you bounced and held that support into this corner where you got forced into the corner like a rat, and then you broke out. Okay, and like I said to you, I do think that what's going on here for Bitcoin is you're putting in a smaller Wyckoff distribution than this one, and this is why the impulsive waves and the movements are lower than this one. And I don't think you're looking for this capitulation, which a lot of people are looking for here. They're looking for this capitulation which will take you down to the 25k. I understand it. I do. I understand what the bears are saying. I understand it completely. But it's all about support and resistance. And at the minute, you are holding support for continuation. If you lose support, then yes, you will be in technical targets to the downside. But at the moment, you're not. You're coming into a beautiful apex just here. Okay, you're coiling up for a break. Are you going to lose support and go short, or are you going to break resistance and go long? Because just here, you are equally creating a beautiful bullish pattern called a bump and run. Look, so you've got the lead. Let me go back to the weekly time frame to show you. Okay, so I did say on Twitter that I would show you this particular pattern that you're forming right now. So this is called the leading phase, okay, because you created an all-time high, and then you came down, you corrected, you come back up, and you've hit the level of resistance of this trend line, okay. And at that point, you start to come back for support. When you hold that support, and if you break this blue line, that is really bullish, because you're breaking out of a bump and run reversal pattern, basically, and you're going to do that, holding back tests of support, continuation, and that sort of coincides with the potential, you know, horizontal that we've got on the cards here as well for Bitcoin, where you're coming into this sort of apex of a horizontal like this, boom, 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 coiling up, breakout, beautiful. Lose support, obviously you're looking to go short. You're going to retest these lows, you know, and potentially come down to this green trend line and put in a new impulsive wave to the downside. But what I want to reassure you is that the bears could not make us lose this particular level of support. Okay, I do think that if we were going to go short, we would have lost this level of support down here and gone deeper, but this is a massive level of support, and one thing that backs that up is the wicks at the bottom of the candles. Okay, they tell a story, basically. You know, these wicks at the bottom, when they really highlight this, they showed that there's a high demand there. You know, people are down there buying them buying them dips basically. So for me, Bitcoin is gearing up. You're in a bullish continuation pattern. You're looking really, really good. You're falling down into a falling wedge. You're coming down to the golden ratio, which is a 0.618, round about 36. So you might see a bit of a wick down there. You've got the 55 EMA coming up as well, which always acts as a base level of support. Okay, so you're looking good until you're not. Okay, and I think that this particular rollover event here, if it does come, that'll shake out some of the weekends again. Basically, you'll see a bit of a sell-off, and I think that this is where the bulls will step in, and this way you're going to see the break. You break this level of resistance just here, and you're looking at continuation. Now, for transparency, you know, this is why we've got this green trend line hidden down here, because equally there is actually a bullish but bearish pattern that's forming here. And like I said to you, you know, I'll always show you everything. And just here for Bitcoin, you have actually got some kind of broadening descending channel that's forming just here, okay, which is actually a bullish reversal pattern. So if you lose this blue trend line here, okay, for me, like I said to you, I'm looking for precursors of a bigger dump, and if a bigger dump comes, so be it, and we'll be down there, you know, putting bids in and longs in down at the bottom. But right here, you know, if you do start to lose that, potentially you're going to come down and lose this low, and you can see yourself bouncing off this green trend line, creating a beautiful bullish descending wedge. Do you see this? Which is a reversal pattern, because once you break this level of resistance, this blue line, you know, it reverses basically, and you come back up to where you formed the channel. So for me, you know, are we going to coming into the apex here of this support, which is really important, okay, this support, are we coming into the apex here, and are we going to break this, okay, and we're already breaking out this broadening channel just here by being forced into an apex. We break that, you're looking at a minimal retest of this where you form the wedge. Do you understand that? And not only that, you're breaking out of a beautiful bump and run pattern, and you're creating a beautiful impulsive wave to the upside. So your bump and run pattern technical target is from there to there. You know, if you start to break out wherever it is, you're looking at a beautiful upside. You're looking at a minimal, you know, 70k plus, which is an all-time high here for Bitcoin. So I do think it's going to be choppy. I do think you're under resistance at the moment. There is a bit of a bullish pattern that's potentially forming right here. I'm going to show you, but you can see you're still caught in this falling wedge. Okay, so do anticipate that we are coming down to this particular level at some point. Okay, and if we do get that and we hold it, wow, you know, we bounce off this particular trend line, we come back up into the apex, break this blue line, back test support, your bump and run is complete, and your huge horizontal which you're coming into is complete as well. Do you understand that? And you've held this multi-month trend line as support, you know. And this, moving forward, could be a support band for Bitcoin. If ever it loses it, this is where you could enter the bear, and you've got a confirmation of the bear. Do you understand that? So like I said to you, I'm just looking for precursors of a larger correction. At the minute, there aren't any. You know, I understand the bears, and I do, honestly, technical analysis 101, I understand it. But whilst you're holding support, you can't scream bear market. So right here, okay, this, for me, this, what we're going through right here, is, as you're fully aware, is a smaller version of this. Okay, this is why I've got my red line in and my green line in, because I think that this red line is this, and I think that the green line is this. This is going to get the break around about the 11th of October. We should really be sort of squeezed into this apex of this falling wedge just here. Okay, retesting key level support, potentially putting in a higher low after this nasty wick down on this red line. Okay, higher low, breakout, boom, that's where we're gone, you know. And once we start to come up here, you know, and break that, we're out of here towards the end of October. I do think we'll be putting in the confirmation statement, breaking this high, back testing support. And you know, at that point, I just think that everyone will be really, really bullish, and everyone will be trying to buy Bitcoin basically, and there'll be a stampede, and that's what I'm looking at. But again, I could be completely wrong. Okay, but whilst we're on support and coming back to key level support as well, it's looking absolutely golden, isn't it, for continuation? So yeah, that's basically Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed that update. Take care, everyone. Back soon. Bye bye.